Hey everybody, good morning or good afternoon. We are a little bit late with today's episode, but that's okay because today is my birthday. As you can see, things have not quite gone to plan with morning meetings with the development team. We're working on the new analytics tool, so I am kind of in mess mode right now, but it's all good. So before we get started, I want to remind everybody we have 2 promo codes you can take advantage of. I will put them in the description of the episode. They are for our audio and AV pro plans. They are BDAYYR and BDAYMTH. The YR is for an annual plan. The MTH is for monthly plan. Those get you 39% off either of the plans. So if you want to add a new podcast to your account or you want to upgrade, now would be the time to try that out. And obviously the 39% is reflective of my age, so you can help me celebrate my last year in my 30s. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about last week's workshop where we talked about monetizing without a sponsor. If you have not signed up for our next workshop, which will take place on October 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Sarah St. John. She's going to be presenting on PR strategies to help you get media coverage for your podcast. You can head over to thepodops.com/training. We have workshops all the way through next April. They happen every month on the second Thursday. We have different creators, different podcasters coming in to bring you expert techniques, tools, tips, and tricks to help you. You do not have to be a PodOps user to register, and all of the events are free. Okay, so last week on Thursday, we talked about monetizing without a sponsor. And really, what is that? Like, how do you actually make money with your podcast without a sponsor? You can watch the entire workshop if you'd like to and skip to some of the best parts, but I'm going to give you the debrief right here so you can just get it in a nutshell. So the first thing is to look at what tools are in your host. All of us have something for you. So with PodOps, we've got tipping, which means you don't have to have premium content or subscribers locked behind a gate. It means somebody can give you a one-time tip or a recurring tip. It can be $1, it can be $100. You set the amounts. You can set up to 4 and they appear on your podcast website page that we give you. You can do premium content, which pretty much all of the hosts let you do this. This means somebody has to pay to get any of the content. So think like courses. A lot of teacher type creators or people who are putting out some sort of coursework, they're gating their content. It's premium content. So they might give you the first 2 episodes for free, and then everything else is behind that paywall. So you've got to subscribe to pay. The thing to look out for here, it's not necessarily that any of us as hosts are offering you something different. It's the revenue share. So we do talk about this in the workshop. You can find this information on all of the host sites that I'm about to refer to. So none of this is imaginary or made up. The way those splits go is what percentage goes to you and what percentage goes to your hosting company. So I'm going to pick on the main competitors we have here in the United States. Buzzsprout, they take 15%. That means you get 85%. If it's $100, you get $85. Libsyn and Podbean, they give you 70%, they keep 30%. If it's $100, you get $70. PodOps, we give you 95% and we only keep 5%. So that means if you get $100, you actually keep $95. We are all about ensuring that our creators keep as much of their money as possible. We're not looking to line our pockets. We just want to make sure that the platform is sustainable. Outside of tips and subscriptions, you can start to look to external tools like Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. The thing we really dove deep into there is if you're using external tools, there is potentially a barrier to entry. So somebody might not have an account on those platforms. They might have to sign up. If it's not already something they've used, it could dissuade them from actually giving you whatever it is you're offering on that platform or tipping you there. So if you can use a tool that we've already given you as your host, and I'll pick again on the tipping tool, when somebody goes to your podcast website, if they've got an Android or an iPhone, which most of us do at this point, I think they control almost the entire phone market, they've got Google Pay, they've got Apple Pay. All they got to do is click the button to tip you and go click on their phone. It's done, paid. There's no barrier to entry. So those are really the direct monetizing strategies. And then you have indirect monetizing strategies, which would be things like affiliate programs. So affiliate programs, which PodOps, we have one, we call them PodOps ambassadors. You can sign up for this. Anybody can sign up. If you refer somebody, they sign up for a paid account on our platform and keep it active for at least 3 months, meaning they have to have a paid account for 3 months. We give you $20. So there's no limit on how many you can earn or how many referrals you can send to us. That just helps us grow as a platform. So we want to reward you. But when you're doing affiliate programs, the three things to keep in mind are research, verify, and refine. I've worked with a client who has 2 dozen, or I think it's 20 different affiliate programs on a website. I won't say who it is because I'm sure they might see this. That's too many. And it's obvious that you're just grabbing at anything and throwing it on your website. It means you're not credible as somebody who's promoting products or programs. And it means you're just after the money. So you want to make sure that it's clear to your listeners, to your audience, to whatever you call your subscribers, that if you're putting something out in the world and you're saying, I promote this product, and yes, you're obviously getting a fee from it, that you can stand behind it, that it has good reputation. Check reviews online before you sign up for an affiliate program. If you Google it and suddenly you see that it's got tons of bad reviews, remember a few years ago, everybody was pushing leggings, it seemed like, on Facebook. If you join that pyramid scheme, or what are they, not LLM, that's a large language model, the multi-tiered marketing model, if you join that, make sure that it has good reviews. Because if you suddenly start reading that, oh, they fall apart, they disintegrate, they, one wash and they're ruined. If you're pimping that product, that now reflects on you because you're pushing garbage. So you can damage your brand. Keep that in mind. Coaching services, those can be indirect monetization strategies. So if you are doing a course and you put it behind a paywall, that can be an indirect way. Again, you want to give a little taste for free, get people to subscribe, and then get them to the point where they need something more to finish the course or finish whatever it is you're offering and have the value there that they want to pay for. And then content hacks. This was, something that a lot of us don't think about. So it's repurposing the content we've already got. And the number one thing I want to, kind of pick on here is comments and reviews from your audience members. So one thing we've had for a really long time, and Spotify finally added it, you can comment on podcasts in their tool. You can comment on every single episode of your podcast. And we're actually relaunching within the admin platform for you an easier way to engage with all those comments and reviews and give you new metrics. But take those reviews and use them. Those are things you can be putting into your social media posts, whether it's a static image or you create a little video soundbite, whatever it is, repurpose it. That is free content. And it's also, if it's a great review, it's telling people your brand, your product is great. Utilize it, push that out there. Here's a quote for you from the presentation. If you aren't encouraging your listeners to comment on your podcast, you are missing out. Who said that? I just said that. I said it right now. You heard it here. Take that. That is my wisdom little nugget for you to share into the world. And then, map it out. We had this in the presentation, so you can go take a look at it, but we did a 5-step plan to build your monetization plan. One, you want to evaluate your audience. So who are they? You need to figure that out. You want to look at the data that you have. So make sure you're using a platform or platforms, if you have affiliate programs, that give you demographic data to help you determine who's in your audience. So you can't even create a user persona if you don't know who they are. And then the second thing is to set clear goals. So target your targets, your strategies, how much money are you trying to make, and what's the timeline? So set the bar low. Don't start with some crazy number and rapid timeline. You're going to burn yourself out. Give yourself a little grace. Maybe it's 3 to 6 months to get started. Maybe your first target is you want to bring in, $100 or $500 in 6 months. That's tangible. And if you miss the goal or you're short of it, again, give yourself some grace. You can always build towards it. And then implement and test. So you don't need to do all these things at once. It doesn't have to be tipping, premium content, affiliate programs. Find the 1, 2, or 3 things that work for you and implement one. Once you've got that in place, then implement another. And that leads into step 4, which is diversifying your revenue stream. So as one gets set up and is working, that's when you add another. And then regularly reevaluate. So as you get through that 3 to 6 month period, if something is not working, try tweaking it. If nothing is coming of it, maybe abandon it. It doesn't mean you have to stick the course just because you started it. You can always change and try something different. And so that's really what we touched on in a nutshell. We went much more in depth in the workshop, so I encourage you to take a look at that. I think the total runtime was 40 or 45 minutes. We do have an open call for presenters. If you do have a topic you're interested in, our next available slots begin May of next year. So we're always looking for speakers. You can reach out to myself, rob@thepodops.com, or our support team, hi@thepodops.com, with your topic idea, and we're happy to discuss that with you. Again, like I said, we're always looking for people to participate. So plan to join us on October 10th when Sarah St. John will be presenting, and you can register for that for free. Again, you do not have to be a Podops user. Just go to thepodops.com/training. If you have any trouble or questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We are always here. And I will put those promo codes I mentioned at the beginning in the description of this once it processes. And those are good through the end of the week. So those are limited. Make sure you use them. And if you have any questions or need help, let us know. And as always, happy creating, and hope you guys have a great day, and help me celebrate my birthday by taking a little time and enjoying yourself. Thanks, everyone.